Everyone says everything is bigger in Texas. For Christopher Demerit, it's not the track or the state. It's expectations that have become the biggest thing on his mind. 2 wins in the first 3 races, both coming on an oval. And after a brief trip to the road course in Alabama a few weeks ago, Demerit slid down the standings after a crash. A return to the big oval in Fort Worth is a chance to climb back to the top and continue his championship charge. And for everyone else, an opportunity to dethrone a driver who is quickly becoming the biggest threat on track. This is the 2021 Coca-Cola of Kokomo Indy Elite Series, round number 4, the Triptacular Memories 225. Kyle Heyer alongside Tom O'Gorman tonight for the 4th round of the season from Texas, a 1.5-mile quad oval near Fort Worth. Tonight, the sun is setting, but the season is just beginning. However, our favorites have already become staples at the top of the order. One of those drivers, Andreas Eich, is the current points leader. Tom, he has not finished anywhere else but 3rd, and he is our current points leader.
Whoa, big slice from Chris Cahill underneath, trying to get to that bottom line, but he couldn't quite get there. Blocker and full sitter Nito are single file down to the bottom line. Eich is hung out to dry, and then the field stringing into turns 1 and 2.
On the back straightaway for the first time. Single file, get there quickly. Sort out how your car is going to handle. Again, remember, open setups here. You can play with a lot over the course of this race, both in the pit lane and in the car. Cahill on the inside, Eich on the outside trying to hang that line. Here comes Blocker for the top spot on Nito. Bit of understeer there, following in behind Wilson Nito through turns 1 and 2. Now Eich back to the outside, and Nito crowds him into turn 3. That's, whoa, Eich pulls back down in line. That almost turned into a collision at 220 miles an hour caution. And it is Marshall Stanley's number 55 at the exit of turn number 2. First caution at lap number 8. Stanley leaving turn number 2, understeers. And then,
look who was right there. Demerit barely missed him. And it's a single car incident, but it will bring out the first caution of the race. Only the nose cone missing off of that car.
Yeah, we're right on board here. I think he just got behind in overcorrecting, or in correcting rather. Just happened so fast, Tom. Oh.
If you didn't believe me about these cars being a handful at this speed, that tells you just how quickly it can go wrong. Here's our championship contender and most frequent race winner so far, Christopher Demerit, who's at the bottom of the track when this incident happened, watches the car on the right side, floats across his nose, and he's gone.
Watch the car up the road on the top left of your screen. There it is. Bounces right across the racetrack. He's kind of pinned in there. Wow, that was at 180 miles an hour easily.
So tight. That tells you also how far up the road you have to look.
Eich swings to the outside, aggressive today with the maneuvers he's making. Feels very confident in his setup from what I've seen. There are some slow cars in the back. Is there trouble? There is. Crash, debris all over the racetrack. Musselman in the 54, John Downing also collided, and there's big pieces of bodywork there on the back straightaway. Will Wilson Nito run into them? Right there, just misses it. Caution.
A little glimpse of things to come. 2 cautions in 12 laps. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's Musselman in the yellow car colliding with John Downing. A few other cars got a piece of that. At the exit of turn 2, I think Musselman actually turns down the racetrack. I don't think he knew Downing was there and slams into him. That was a horrific crash.
I don't think he was actually trying to go down there. I think he was already sliding, the rear end coming around on the top line. Watch the rear end of the car. He's already gone before they made contact. So it's looking like the exit of turn 2 might be a bit hairy on the setups for these cars with as little downforce as they're running. We saw the minimum speed in qualifying there was 213 miles an hour.
Yeah, let's go right on board again with Dakota DiCienzo, who's had quite the view of a lot of these incidents here tonight. The exit of turn 2, tires flying. Caution, Chris Stouffer with the worst of it, turned around.
I thought I saw Demerit also spinning, but maybe was dodging low. Stouffer, heavy impact.
It's all by himself.
Off of turn 2.
Oh, Ante turns down the racetrack, tags Stouffer, Demerit dodging. He managed to get through it there, Tom, but bad luck for Stouffer. Didn't do anything wrong, just wrong place, wrong time.
Again, that line that we were talking about in turn 2, the car that was up high loses it early, and the car that's down low pays for it.
I don't think he was out of control. I think Ante just turned down the racetrack because he was felt like he was in a bad spot because of the line he was in. You can't, if you're up high at the exit of the corner, you're going to hit the outside wall. So he's going to turn down the racetrack here to try to get out of that groove and maybe get past the car in front of him. He turns down and tags Chris Stouffer, and he just gets the worst end of that for sure. 47% of people that watch Sym TV are not subscribed. Make sure you hit the button and join us for more Coca-Cola of Kokomo Indy Elite Series. We're also sponsored by Raycon. I'm just kidding. It's not true. Or ExpressVPN or private
Squarespace.
Yeah, Squarespace. Please sponsor me. I'll take your money. All right, as we come out of turn 4, it's Adam Blocker in command, Kinsella, Bennett, Demerit, Burton. Green flag back in the air, lap 59. Kinsella laying back a little bit. Now, I wonder about the restarts because you said he'd been getting really good runs of being right on the tailpipes of the driver in front. I think there's almost an advantage to laying back and building that run. I think he's trying that this time around.
Yeah, his timing had been really good. I don't know if that was just a luck of the draw kind of thing, but I don't think it matters much.
Oh, more trouble. Big crash. Branch hard of the fence. Caution across the racetrack. Scatters. Kraus gets damaged. And that's Crane involved as well. And our 6th caution of the day out at lap 59. Man, they're tearing them up today, aren't they?
They really are. Does that mean that that Ike will get another lap back?
Maybe. No, because no one's going to pit this time, I don't think. No Branch. I think there were 3 wide. Was it the 43 car? 42 car? Yeah, there were 3. Oh, Simpson, rather. Got together with them. Surprised it was only 2 cars. Here's another look at it.
Well, there were more cars that were involved later, but trying to split the difference up the inside. The car was hunting just a little bit. It looks like tank kind of aero tank slapping almost, and now both of those VRS supported team cars out in that incident. Simpson and Crane both, as well as Branch, and I think a couple of other cars also had slight contacts in that one.
Yeah, I think the 19 of Adam Crane might have just dodged. Branch slams it inside wall, and then you see the 42 of Simpson hit the inside wall pretty hard and does a good job of trying to steer the car away from the banking. And on the bottom, you see the little shark fin across the bottom of the screen. That's Andreas Ike sneaking through, and let's right on board with him.
Such a tense moment. I know his eyes are up there on the back straight, and he sees this happening already. And it's like, do I lift and try to benefit, or do I brake? And he chose to just kind of coast for a second, pick the right spot.
Sponsored by the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo, Indiana. Demerit, Kinsella, Carey, Thompson, Watkins, Burton, Blocker, Kitchell, Ike, Adams, your top 10. 6 laps to go from Texas. Green flag back in the air.
Oh, Demerit really got a good launch on Kinsella. Carey sticks with Kinsella, though, and the field is a little more messy down at the bottom. The car dropping to the back of the pack.
Huge stack up behind him. Andreas Ike got completely stuck in line, couldn't do much with it. Are we gonna make it back without tearing up a car or 5? Burton and Watkins, that's the battle you're seeing on screen, red versus black. Burton completes that pass. Caution. 6, make it 5 laps to go. Demerit leads. It's Simpson. And is that, who is that, the Kingsbury car? Yes, Matt Kingsbury crashed. So we might get a lap of racing left.
Well, we said Kinsella was a wild card on the restart, and he was in the middle of making that surprise move.
See if he was scored in the lead.
Come on, Mustang.
In a moment. It's only got 300 horsepower.
He was he?
He might have been scored. Wow, what happened here? We'll revisit that here in just a minute, but Kingsbury. Was it Dan Ench on the bottom? Right here, he's going to get tagged just the slightest touch. In about 45 seconds, we're going to know who wins this race. It might be anticlimactic. We might have cars upside down and in the safer barrier here in a lap. But Christopher Demerit out front trying to go 3 for 3 on the ovals, 3 for 4 in the season. Kinsella trying to win his first of the year. Carey, Thompson, A.J. Burton. Restart. 1 lap to go for the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo, Indiana, Indy Elite Series. The Triptacular Memories 225. 1.5 miles left. Green flag. Demerit with a 5 car length gap. That might be too much there, Tom.
It's big, that's for sure. And it'll still be a surprise to me if Kinsella can get there, but if he's got enough of a slingshot.
Here he comes. Going to build that run on the back straightaway here. Demerit's going to weave and do the best he can. He might have done enough. Through 3 and 4, Demerit trying to go 3 for 3 on the ovals as they come out of the final corner. The Triptacular Memories 225 comes down to the stripe, but Demerit is going to win it and go 3 for 3 on the ovals. Kinsella crashing across the line, 2nd place. Carey, Thompson, Burton, the rest of the top 5. Blocker 7th, Ike 9th. All he had to do was get a good restart, and he nailed it.
It's amazing to me. There's something in the mind of Christopher Demerit that sees how these fuel stops and how these caution flows and all of that. He's got the mind of a race strategist that just foresees how these situations can play out and manages to put himself in the position to be at the front on these oval races. Celebration in the 144, 3 for 3 on the ovals. Very different races, but the same result.
That's a pretty good record. I'll give him that. And this is a huge warning to everybody else. 3 wins this early in the season. If you are not beating Demerit right now, you better start learning how to do it, because we got a lot of ovals coming up. We got Pocono, the Triangle next week. I don't think removing a turn is going to make Demerit any less good, so we'll see if he could go 4 for 4 on the ovals, non-road courses next week at Pocono.